Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Lady Visionary here. Um, Today we're basically talking about Ghana and the year of return. We've got a special guest. That special guest is Taneisha Affle, also known as Spill the Tea London. So she's actually my sister. So I'm just going to wait for some people to join. So we'll just wait a couple of minutes for some people to join the live. Yeah.
Okay. So what inspired you to do this live today, whilst we're waiting?
Um, it was just something that I was thinking about. So someone has joined us. Hello, welcome, welcome to the channel.
Hello,
I've got a
everyone.
here. She's my sister. Her name is Taneisha Affle, also known as Spill the Tea on YouTube. Today we're talking about her experience in Ghana. Yeah, so I was just thinking about Ghana really, and I was just like, oh, I need, you've been there as a young person to Ghana, and I was just like, it'd be nice to sort of get you on the channel and for you to talk about your experience
Yeah.
in Ghana, for other people, just to give some sort of inspiration, other people who are thinking about, visiting Africa or, are just afraid and oh, hi, Matthew. We've got Matthew in the building. Hello, hello,
Hey,
hello.
Matthew.
Hi, so we've got some more people joining. Welcome to the channel. If you are new, please go ahead and subscribe. While you're here, please give this video a thumbs up. We've got Taneisha Affle. She's just going to be talking about her experience in Ghana. So yeah, guys, we're just waiting for a couple more people to join us, and then we're just going to start, guys. So where are you guys listening in from? Let me know where you guys are listening in from. We've got Matthew. I know he's from Birmingham, so yeah, I already know where he's from. And so we've got another guest as well. Sorry, had a did you see that disturbance or
Yeah, I
not?
did see
Sorry,
it for
just
a little moment. It was quite quick.
yeah. So yeah, let's just go ahead. Let's just start really. So Taneisha visited Africa for the first time in 2013, and I think it was
Yeah.
me who dragged her to Ghana because I was like, "You've got a child who is Ghana. You need to learn about Ghana so you are able to teach your daughter." So tell us a little bit about your perception even before going to Africa, to Ghana for the first time.
Okay. Honestly, I just want to be very honest. I was very naive before going to Ghana. When my sister asked me to come with her on a project, I really did not want to go. I had so much negative, thoughts about how Africa or going to Ghana would be, like
Where do you
it
think
would
that,
be dirty.
sorry to cut you, where do you think that negativity came from? Because you said, oh,
I
was it
think it
like,
came a lot from what I saw on television, what the media kind of how they portray, Africa. And
yeah,
also, I think that kind of also build on from also, family kind of prejudice as well, in
yeah.
regards to, that build my vision of what Africa would be if I went there and why I didn't want to go there. I was never excited to actually go to visit Africa.
Hmm. So, you ended up in Ghana with me in 2013, and you were working at a hospital. Actually, I didn't introduce you properly because I needed to tell the viewers that you're actually a UK qualified midwife. You've been qualified now for how many years? Sorry.
Since 2011, so a very long time, I'm very
Now,
experienced.
yes. So, yeah, you went to Ghana. You volunteered your skills in a hospital in Accra. You worked on the maternity wards. What was that experience like for you?
to be honest, I felt so privileged that I had been given this opportunity to work within, a different setting, especially in Africa. It was a different kind of ball game in regards to, in comparisons to the Western world. I kind of found out that there's a lot of resources missing, in Africa. And, it kind of broke my heart that, a lot of simple things that we kind of take for granted, that could save lives in Africa. And also working within the department, that kind of can see how some people can go to Africa and take advantage because they see you as a Western person coming to work, and that you have, like, you're so experienced, you're like, someone coming to kind of save them. They will let you almost do anything, even do procedures that you're not even qualified to do, because they just feel like you're Western, they trust you, they kind of, they're very, open arms in regards to, you know, giving you without even seeing your qualification. But overall, it was an eye opener, and it just made me want to give to Africa more and more. And just, I can't wait to go back again and, work within that same settings.
Yeah, so outside of the hospital, obviously you did the whole experience inside the hospital. That gave you an insight. Well, how did you see Ghana as a whole? Did it live up to your expectations in terms of what you saw on television, or in the media, the Western media, or how did you view Ghana when you saw it for yourself? So I'm just welcoming
Yeah,
anybody new who's coming in today. We've got Taneisha Afro on the channel. She's a qualified midwife. She's actually visited Ghana several times. In 2013 was her first time in Africa, and then again in 2019, which is the year of return. So yeah, so the
yeah.
question I'm asking her now is, how did you view Ghana once you were there, outside of the hospital setting?
Yeah, settings. So, I was privileged again to have the opportunity to explore Ghana, freely. And, one of the things that I felt like I would be scared while being in Africa, I just thought, oh my gosh, they're going to see someone that is from the Western world, who probably they will start thinking that I'm rich. They may become violent. They may want to rob me. I had a bit of fear. I had this on, no reason to, fear, but I had inside, I just felt really scared to be, out walking in Africa. I just felt, vulnerable. And my perspective really changed because people were so loving and giving and caring and helpful. It was mind blowing for me, really. You know, um, they couldn't. It's like for me right now, how I view Ghanaians, is like they couldn't even hurt a fly, literally. Yes, everywhere in the world they have people who are violent, but in regards to how I thought they would be, it was
Right.
not at all. So my
Okay.
perspective on on that
You know,
had
you mentioned
changed completely.
the fact that media, what you see on TV, sort of influence your perception about Africa,
Yeah,
and a lot of you would agree that it's quite negative, and it scares
yeah,
a lot of people into going, because I know when I was first going to Ghana in 2010, a lot of people told me like not to go. A lot of people like
yeah,
disease, so it was
yeah. That's
very,
yes,
when I went there and I experienced it for myself, I realized that actually it's not what people make it out to be.
to
So
be. Yeah,
there you were, scared, a bit apprehensive
yeah.
about, but you eventually went, and that changed your perception altogether. I think you loved the
I
experience,
loved it. I did.
and fast forward, you went back in 2019 during the year of return. So we've got a couple more people joining us today. We're talking about,
Hello.
we've got a special guest who's my sister, Taneisha Apple. She's a midwife. She's worked in Ghana in 2013, and yeah, we're just about to fast forward. She went back in 2019, which is the year of return. The year of return was all about the government encouraging Africans from the diaspora to invest in Africa and settle on the continent. So yes, so the question I was asking Taneisha is, why did you go back in 2019? Like, you
Yes.
know,
One of the real reason that I wanted to go back to Ghana was also the call to come back to Ghana, come back to your roots, come back to, unite really. Even though I'm from the Caribbean, Jamaica, I feel like Ghana is my home. Literally, I just feel like the last time I was there, I just felt so at home, and everyone
Mhm.
actually thought I was Ghanaian. But because my husband, he's from Ghana, I really wanted to look at land in Ghana, to invest in Ghana because, I wanted there to be a place in Africa where I can call my home, where I can go every year, bring my children, to kind of, stay and, visit family in the comfort of our own land and house. So that was one of
Wow.
the big reason why I went to Ghana. Also, there was Afro Nation. there, there was
Oh,
Afro Nation that was going on. Yes, yeah, we went to Afro Nation. Afro Nation for me, a lot of people I've just heard a lot of negative reviews on Afro Nation, but for me, I loved it. I loved it. I loved the culture. I loved the amount of people that came out to support the event, the artists that, performed, the performance was amazing. It was so cultural and rich. And, I really enjoyed every day. I went every day from literally, standing on my feet for 8 to 12 hours, but it was all worth it. I really, it was something that I will, remember forever. It was an experience, and not only that, was also to visit family. My husband has a lot of family in Ghana, and we use a lot of our time there to kind of go around to Kumasi. And is it Kumasi? Oh my gosh,
yeah,
I'm forget.
Kasi.
It's Kumasi.
Yeah,
Kumasi and well, all over, where his family were. Went to go visit his family, and I didn't even know how big his family was. I thought that family was big, but
yeah.
they are he has a lot of family, and they are just so, they embraced me with
Mhm.
open arms, and it was just, it was just really lovely. And one thing I realized about Africa, like not Africans, but Ghanaian people, they're so much like us Caribbean. They love to celebrate, they love to
Yeah.
party, and I feel like we have a lot in common with people of Ghanaian background.
Oh, amazing, amazing. So one thing I wanted to touch on as well was that you took your daughter to Ghana for
Mm.
the first time. What was that experience like for her? Like, and what do you think that meant for you?
For she loved it. I could, from what she's told me, she loved it. She wants to go back.
Wow.
We're hoping to go back in the next 2 to 3 years. Um, for me, I think it's very important for children to know where their family's from, learn a bit of their history. And for me, uh, it's no words can describe this kind of, having the opportunity to, bring your child to somewhere that, it's part of them, so they can see where they come from. And I think once a child knows where they're coming from, they will never depart.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. So she enjoyed it and she wants to go back. Oh, wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing. Did you guys visit the slave trade in Accra?
Yes, we did. We went. I went in 2013, and then I went again in 2019. Um, and
That
to be
experience,
honest,
take your daughter as well to that experience? Did you take
yes, yeah, she went as well. I
at
think
the time
it
she was
was,
10 years old, right? She was
yeah, she
10
was
years old.
10 years old. 10 years
Wow.
old. Yeah.
Talk me through that whole experience with your young daughter at 10 years old. What was that whole experience like for her as well?
I think, I've kind of always kind of exposed her to, our Black history and slavery. And, it kind of was a bit emotional for her, because obviously she can, she was looking like, oh my gosh, they were in the chain. And, it was just kind of a lot, for her to, you know, realize that actually this really happened. And to kind of, for her to kind of accept it, and kind of teach her not to hold a grudge or see, people, of privileged background who, I'm referring to um, Caucasian people in a negative light because of this history, but to
Yeah.
kind of
Um,
understand where we're coming from.
yeah, I know, because like with the whole Black Lives Matter as well, a lot of
Um,
parents find it difficult to have that conversation with their young children, young Black children, about slavery and how that is sort of connected to what's happening today. So it's really great that you took her to
yeah,
Ghana to learn about her history, and hopefully that will help her also moving forward as a as a Black
a
child.
young Black woman. Yeah, well,
Woman
going to
grow.
be a young,
Yeah. So, what else did you visit in Ghana? I think the Botanical Gardens. I've always wanted to go there. Did you go to the Botanical
No,
Garden?
no, we went to oh my gosh, you know what? I feel like my memory has literally, we went to it's like uh bot Boti Falls. Oh, is that what they
Flowers.
call it?
I
Yeah,
think so.
yes,
I'm
yes.
not
But
sure if
I don't want,
anyone
yeah,
else.
but yes, we went to Boti Falls. That was,
Ah,
beautiful. It was more to do with like the water, where different the sea kind of joins. There was a lot of mountains.
oh,
It
I've
was,
not visited.
it was beautiful.
Would you recommend it, especially like to our
Yes.
viewers as well? Would you
Yeah,
recommend?
I'll definitely go to visit Boti Falls. I think it's a place that is not well known, but it is amazing. It's a nice place to go to see and visit and just kind of help to boost their economy because they don't have, I guess, that kind of platform to advertise their economy in the sense of things that they have to offer for visitors or tourists.
Okay, so you think they could advertise a bit more? I think a lot more is going into advertising Ghana, because there's an agenda to sort of encourage people, the diaspora, to come and visit. Because something, I was having a conversation with someone, and I was saying a lot of the times what we see again on Western media, and also from non-government organizations working
Yeah,
within Africa, Africa is a horrible place.
yeah,
People are suffering. Obviously, you do get the poverty, but that's not the whole picture. Do you know what I
no.
mean? And more people need to be encouraged to go and see Africa for themselves.
Themselves, yeah, that's what I would definitely encourage.
What would be your message to people who are afraid of visiting Africa?
Don't be afraid. They are like, of all the countries I've visited, and I think I've visited about 20 different countries, I definitely would say that Ghana is one of my top, I feel so top three in regards to how safe I feel. I feel very safe. I feel at home. I feel like the people just makes you feel it's so comfortable. You can approach anyone and not, they're very welcoming people. And I would definitely recommend for people to go and see it for themselves, just kind of delete all those negative mindset that they have of Africa or Ghana and go and see Africa for yourself. Look, research what Africa has to offer, research how you can help Africa. And, if you can, you can also lead a mission and go to Ghana as a group and do something, that's going to, make a little change. And you never know, it could be something that makes a huge change. Um,
Exactly.
it takes just one person to make something, make a change really, and invest as well. That's something that I'm still be researching about and kind of trying to find ways to invest in Ghana. So then
Wow.
obviously we can have something that we could call our home one day.
Amazing, amazing. We've also got some like new people joining us. So we've got Taneisha Apple with us. She's a UK qualified physiotherapist. Sorry, I'm a physiotherapist. So she's a midwife. She's a midwife. She visited Ghana for the first time in 2013. She went back for the year of return in 2019. She had a really amazing time
Yeah,
exploring Ghana and learning about the history of Ghana. She took her young daughter
And my
to
young
Ghana
son as well. I
and
have
her
my baby.
Ghana, to just learn more about the history, teaching her daughter, who was 10 years old at the time, about African history and who she is as an African young person, like growing up.
Yeah,
So, we're about to sort of wrap up now. So I just want Taneisha to give like one final message out there in terms of,
yeah,
what you have to say to anyone sort of watching and everybody
yeah.
out, something sort of inspirational that people can take from this.
Yeah. One thing I probably did not kind of let everyone know, I just wanted to say that going to Ghana in 2019, I just felt like it was so therapeutic in regards to, I feel like in the Western world, being in like London, you're always kind of always looking at the time, you're always in a rush, you're always feeling stressed. When you're
Mm,
in Ghana, it's like the burden is taken off your shoulder and you just feel so free. You just,
mm,
the sun, my health, I felt much healthier. I was eating
wow,
better. I didn't feel stressed. I didn't have anxiety.
wow,
My son, who's, suffers from a lot of allergies and eczema, all of these kind of conditions improved dramatically, so that made
wow,
me felt much happier inside.
mm,
My daughter, she was able to, she's very kind of a person who, when she's in London, she's always on her iPad. She's very antisocial. She was able to now open up. She was participating and building her confidence. I
wow,
feel like, being in such an environment will boost your well-being and your family well-being. Africa is about being a family, where I feel like in London, you're just segregated, you don't have no time.
wow,
And, you know, I would definitely say if you want a break away from the stress, if you want to kind of be able to somewhere to meditate, to kind of feel whole
mhm,
again, to heal, to find God, I would definitely recommend that you go visit Ghana because you find so much healing by just going there.
wow, wow. That's one thing a lot of people say, especially when I went to Ghana for the first time and stepping off that plane, like
Yes,
I can't describe that feeling, but like when
amazing,
off
amazing.
hit me, I was just like,
Yeah,
wow, I'm home. Like it's like a lot of people say it's just that feeling that you just feel. I don't know whether it's just that our ancestors embracing us,
yeah,
saying
yes.
welcome home, but
Welcome home.
that's what it is. Our ancestors just embracing us and saying, "You've made it to the motherland. You're home.
Amen.
Where your journey begins." And yeah, a lot of people say it. So there must be something within all of that.
Yeah,
Um, so thanks again, Taneisha, for taking the time out to, speak to us and just like, tell us about your experience in Ghana. I'm just thinking if
yeah.
there's any final things that you want to say or anything that I didn't ask you.
I want to
Um,
know when you're going back to Ghana.
Oh my goodness. So me and my husband were actually talking about this actually. We're planning hopefully next year because he's never been to Ghana. And he's like, well, Ghana seems like such an amazing place. I've heard so many great things about it. You've spoken so well of Ghana.
Yeah,
He's like, you need to take me there. So we are
yeah,
planning to go next year. So maybe we can like, you know, go together with our families as
yeah,
well. So no, definitely we were thinking about it and I'm like, actually I'm quite eager to go. I'm very, very
yeah,
eager to, I really can't wait. So,
yeah.
so yeah, we're discussing it and we are planning to go in next year basically. Yeah.
Well, that'd be nice,
Yeah.
for especially you also got little ones to see another part of Africa.
Yeah, everywhere I go, I take them. I've got two sons, like for those who are watching, I've got two young boys, and they've been everywhere with me. Rwanda, Kenya, Uganda, and Egypt. So yeah, I'm
Wow.
hoping to take them along the journey as well. So thanks again, Taneisha, for joining us
Thank you
here
for
on the
having me.
appreciate your time. For those of you who
Oh,
are in, thank you guys so much for coming and listening in to us. I really appreciate your time. Please give this video a thumbs up and contribute by just sharing this video. Guys, thank you so much and take care. Have a good night. Bye.
yeah. Take
Bye.
care. Bye. Bye.